Hi everybody. Going to continue key concepts with Guruji today. So, we've been, for the last 3 sessions, we have been doing key concepts with Guruji where we have kind of gone over. Hey everybody. Hi Zoe Trappa. Hey Sachin. Hi Coco. So we've kind of gone over, hi venues. We've kind of gone over some of the sun is going to do what it's going to do, it's madness. Hi Dr. Neeta, so good to see you. So we went over some of the concepts that we had been talking about since the start of, Guruji and my conversations. And if this glare is very bothersome, I will change my angle so it's not so much. Let me know, guys, if there's a little bit extra glare today, I feel. The winter sun. But otherwise, yeah, so we're going to go over some of our key concepts. We already have started this journey where we went over some things like Chitta Vritti Nirodha, or disengagement of senses, to create that internal tapa, that internal heat, which will release energy and set matter free. We also went on to talk about, the 4 goals of life. I think I'm going to move this myself. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to move this so that the glare is not so much. Finding a better spot. Still, the glare is still there. The sun is moving its angle in very funny ways. I don't know how we can do this. Okay, this is not fun, but I'm going to try and do this in a different way. I'm going to try this light. And let's take that and see if that makes... Oh, that's worse. Maybe this is going to be it. So you guys got a little tour of my study, and whatever this is, we're going to stick with it, however this works. I think this is fine. I'm going to go back a little bit so that it's not crazy. The sun. Okay, perfect. Okay, I think Guruji might be here as well. I'm going to take a look while I was doing all of this madness. And then we can get this started. We're going to go into some more concepts today. We spoke about Purushartha, the 4 goals of life, and how there is no external prescription for that. It's just based on your own inner guru, that coming from the right place, not coming from a place of hormonal imbalance, of neurological, your nervous system going out of balance. But if we are really able to tune in, we will know how much dharma, how much earth, how much moksha, how much kam, all of those 4 goals, how much of each are we compelled to pursue without an external prescription. So we spoke about some of those things, and yep, Guruji is here. Let's have him join us. Guruji. Pranam, Guruji. Pranam.
How are you?
The Surya Devta has decided to bless me from all angles. So I'm going round and round.
Yes, enjoy sun.
Yes, Guruji. I will. I know while I was there, Kakoji showed me how he was able to stare at the sun with his eyes fully open for such a long time.
Very good.
So that was
Yes.
good.
So, hope everybody is doing well.
I'm sure they are, Guruji, with your blessings. How are you, Guruji?
Fantastic. Today, a good news.
Oh, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, India is opening for visas for medical purpose.
So people can travel. Everybody who's been waiting to go to Indiamasi, or everybody who's just been waiting. Yay, Guruji! That means, but Guruji is going to get very busy. So Guruji, we still need your time, 1 hour a week.
I will make sure that I will make, it's available for you.
I know, Guruji. That's great news. Great news. All of the people who've been waiting for so many months now, Guruji, they will have access to come to India.
Yes. And we are all preparing lessons for everybody from, any level. People come for whatever may be their requirement, in which position they are, which level they are. According to their eligibility, we are keeping everything ready to provide.
Lovely, Guruji. That's really a great news. Thank you for sharing it, Guruji.
Welcome.
So everybody who's listening, India is now open. If you can, if it is in your destiny and your desire to go to Indimasi village, uh, please try. Guruji does provide classes as well. Last time we did a yoga philosophy class, and that was amazing. They're going to be offering it again. We'll keep you posted.
Yes. So that philosophy class, I had an experience like it was not necessary to extend it to 20 hours. We can comfortably make it 10 hours and convey the message, prepare the people for, being immune against physical, mental, social, spiritual issues. This is our responsibility. I'm just seeing you also a part of that effort. We are going to introduce a new religion. Oh, bit scared, huh? But nothing to worry. Now we are in need of a new message. It's a revival of our traditional wisdom, the language of heart. Here, modern man is completely entangled with the intellectual informations. Everything has to go through the sub-microscopic analysis, but still our eyes are seeing things. It is clearly written in our Bhagavata. Technical word is anavastha dosham. Anavastha means never our intellect will find the reality of our real state of matter. Because there is nothing existing as matter. It's only our own projection. Unless we change our inner structure, we cannot come to know what is happening outside. One of the main sages of our tradition, Shankaracharya, is mentioning like this: Drishyam Darpana Matrena. Darpana means mirror. And we are seeing this whole universe as a mirror image of our own mind. So, whatever may be the effort, however, serious effort we put into, we have to get control over our own mind. Meditation, if it is done through a systematic way, exactly the way what our masters taught to us, then the external world will be manifesting as we wish. That is the language of heart, the sound of silence. So we have to tell this one to people.
The language of heart and the sound of silence, yeah.
We can live in this wonderful world as calm as animals. You may be a bit surprised why we are going to the animal level. Yes, we are all animals. Man is a social animal. There is nothing, different than another ordinary animal. The only thing is we have got an evolved brain. That's all. But there we lost the message or the purpose of life. We totally started depending on the intellect and we ignored the instinct. But animals are living on instinct. That is why they are very calm. But they don't know how to make use of the brain. But if we learn how to revive or explore our instinct, we will become a complete human being. That is the philosophy of life. The language of heart can be experienced and can be brought into practice. That will make a different world I am 100% sure.
Very, very true, Guruji. Very true. Language of the heart and the sound of silence. And Guruji in his yoga philosophy class told us that how there is Jantu, the animal that works on instinct, and how we are supposed to be at a level higher because we are supposed to use we have the intellect, but we're still supposed to be using our instinct. And Guruji had explained to us that how we've actually even gone below the Jantu level because we've lost our instinct. We've relied so heavily on our intellect that we have lost our instinct. And Guruji, I want to share something with you that, through the work that we've been doing together, I have, Guruji always tells us to make that relationship with our inner guru, to awaken our inner guru, to make that relationship with the cosmos. And, Guruji, I've been realizing over the last few days that the stronger the relationship with your inner guru and the cosmos, the universe is, the more light-hearted everything else in the world, all your other relationships become a dance. And the minute I'm putting more emphasis on these relationships, it's becoming so much harder. But as long as that relationship keeps getting strengthened and I keep awakening that inner guru and I keep establishing that everything in the world is just like you said, it's just a manifestation of that.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I had that experience this morning, Guruji, because I feel like for the last 3, 4 days, I was trapped in everything around me. I was trapped in, some of the more like worldly emotions and all of that. And, this morning, when I did my kumbhak and I did my meditation, I was able to release that and, realize that, oh, I just have to keep on this path, one track focus on this path, and then everything else will work out.
Very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I can see a lot of people are excited to go to Indemasi Guruji in the comments, and I hope that everybody makes their way. Just create that desire, create that effort, and it will happen like it happened for me. And I can tell you, it's really life-changing to really see Guruji in person as well. Okay, so Guruji, let's pick up where we left. So last time we have so far discussed Chittavritti Nirodha, we discussed Tapa. We also discussed last time the sound of silence and awakening the inner guru to determine how much Purushartha we can find in the world.
Mhm.
And then, Guruji, the one thing that we had naturally gone to in our talks was the concept of Tantra.
Oh,
Because it was a popular concept, but it was also said, when we spoke to you, you had also mentioned it was one of the ways for the elevation of that energy, of the trapped energy that resides in our lowest being, how to release that. So, Guruji, can we start talking about Tantra? Can you start with the introduction? You had said Tantra, Yantra, and Mantra. So let's talk about Tantra, Yantra, Mantra.
okay. Actually, it has 4 levels:
Mm-hmm.
mantra, tantra, and yendra.
Mm-hmm.
So mind, nobody knows what the mind is. But we know very well that we have a mind.
Mm-hmm.
But what is it and where is it? Many people think mind is in the brain. According to modern science, our brain is not even capable of having a single thought. It's only a processing center. Mind is manifesting through divine molecules. I have to say that. Actually, I'm using it from my side,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know how it can be, explained.
Interpreted. Yeah.
Interpreted.
Yeah.
Divine molecules means in modern language we can say hormones.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In technical spiritual language we can say srava, secretion.
Srava. Mm-hmm.
Srava.
Mm-hmm.
Secretions of or secretions from the glands.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So how we come to know we have a mind? Because our moods will keep changing. We will start reacting to things from external nature.
Mm-hmm.
When my daughter come to me and she gives me a hug, I feel something.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that, yeah, I have a reflection.
Mm-hmm.
When my wife comes, she hugs, I will have a different vibration.
Mm-hmm.
My student will come and hug me, it will be a different vibration.
Mm-hmm.
My enemy will come and stare at me, I will have a different vibration. So mind is manifesting as different vibrations. So when we go to the science or chemistry of these changes in the mood, we will come to know different glands are being stimulated by the external stimulation, or glands are being triggered by stimulations. So mind is a mysterious, magical entity,
Mm-hmm.
but we cannot live as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Their masters found different techniques. Through their intense meditation,
Mm-hmm.
they came to know we can control this mind through three sections, three layers.
Mm-hmm.
There, they first introduced mantra.
Mm-hmm.
Mantra is not a particular word which can be chanted, recited continuously.
Mm-hmm.
But that actually, no mantra is supposed to be recited in a continuous way loudly.
Mm-hmm.
It has three levels:
Mm-hmm.
Adhama, Madhyama, and Uttama.
Mm-hmm.
Madhyama means we can hear it, others also hear when we recite the mantra. That is Adhama. Adhama means it is not very much advised, but initially we have to have that.
Mm-hmm.
Then Madhyama is Upamshu. Upamshu means murmur. We can hear. When I recite a mantra, I only can hear that. That is Madhyama or Upamshu, murmur. Then third one is Uttama, the highest, I mean in silence. So that sound verb will be transformed into something beyond our comprehension. That is what we have to do. So there are different sounds which can be utilized for different purposes. That is mantra. If we use this mantra to control the mind, it is as same as constructing a dam in a river. I will give that analogy first, then I will correlate with our meditation. If you see a flowing river, endlessly flowing river, assume that is our mind, a cosmic ocean or cosmic river. And we don't have any control over that. And we don't know from where it originated and where it will end. It's an endless flow. That is our mind. We want to come to know, we have to block it, construct a dam on that. So that is what is called mantra. So the flowing river is blocked. Yoga, chitta vritti, nirodha. So we have to block. So the flowing river, the kinetic energy will be converted into potential energy. The dam will be vibrating. Same way, our mind, when it is blocked, with the help of the mantra, we will start shaking. It's called khadha. In Sanskrit, khadhavastha. We feel the whole universe is a vibration. Om bharbhava swaha tatsavidurvarenyam bhargo devasya dhimahe Deyo yona prachodayat. See the Surya Gayatri. The whole universe created by our own mind will be manifested as a subtle vibration, a flux of energy. There, mantra started. Then you can see from the dam, we can see penstock pipe. It's a tantra. Tantra is a technique. Then the stored energy, stored water is being guided through narrow pipes. Then it will be focused, applied into a yantra, a turbine. Once the water is pushed into the turbine, the yantra will start rotating. Yantra means machine. The technique is applied.
The most beautiful
and
explanation.
the machine run. Then you will get electricity. When you get electricity, the power, the infinite energy is converted into finite energy. Then you make use of that energy to get your things done. That is what is called tantra. So mantra used as tantra, the yandra is processed or activated. Then we make use of that energy. In India, you might have heard about mantravada, occult practice. How you can use the power of your mind. If it is used for a constructive purpose, this is what is called Sat Mandravada. Sat Mandravada means an occult carried out, administered for a divine good purpose, constructive purpose. If it is used for a destructive purpose, that is what is called Dur Mandravada, black magic. Energy is same. So people are having many doubts about it, and this is the introduction. Yes, now you can translate this thing to your own language, to your people.
Guruji, that was just the most amazing explanation. Wow. That was just wow. Amazing. Okay, everybody, let's do this again. Let's revise this. So, it was firstly, two concepts. Guruji introduced actually three different concepts, and let's go through all of them. Firstly, that the mind, we have no idea. Mind is only a processing center, and we understand the way it processes experiences in the universe is through hormonal, is through the changes in the hormones, in the neurotransmitters in our glands. So every experience you have will produce a corresponding hormone or a neurotransmitter that will change your biology or chemistry for some time, and that's how we will assess how that feels. So mind is really that just processing center. This is all a play of our interaction and the reaction of our hormones with that, right? So now how do we change this? So Guruji introduced the concept of what is this tantra? And the mind is this constantly flowing thing. It's constantly processing, taking things processing. It's not, by doing this, we are just creating a big disruption of energy. So how do we channelize that energy? To channelize that energy, now we need to first channelize the reactions of the mind. So the first thing we do is chitta vritti nirodha, is bring all of that attention to the inside. So how, as Guruji said, you bring it to the inside. At that point, you use something called mantra. What is mantra? Mantra is that ability for us to, that free-flowing mind, to put a stop to it, like a dam, to kind of all of this craziness, you channelize it and you put a stop to it. And of course, there's a few ways of reciting or, of using the mantra, either hearing it, silently reciting it, only so that only you can hear it, or just doing it in your mind. The last one is, of course, the Uttama, which will create all of this great energy. Now, once that energy has been released and channelized, you need to kind of use a turbine to put it to use. That is yantra. And then my next question is going to be to ask Guruji, what is that yantra? Once you have used that yantra, then you have electricity. You have this free-flowing energy. And in a way, we actually become like the universe. We get the same power to create because we become all energy. And in that becoming all energy, now you have all this free-flowing energy just like the universe does for us to create even matter if we want to. And this is used in the world, right? People use it as occult practices. People can use it to create, to heal, to even do black magic. But this is really the process, is from an uncontrolled mind to a channelized mind through mantra, to using the yantra, releasing that electricity, and then putting it to use.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Guruji, can you talk about the yantra? So I understand the mantra. What is the process? What is that yantra? What happens?
Yes. In body, when we focus the mind, it's called dharana. In Ashtanga Yoga, yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana. The sixth level. When we focus our mind within the body, there will be the stimulations taking place in our marmas, in our nerve centers. Based on that, different hormones will be secreted. Like you focus your mind in the body and immediately adrenal gland activated. Adrenal gland will produce adrenaline. Then you feel something which we label as anger. This is what is happening. Or the adrenaline is the main hormone for activating this fight or flight mode. Correct, no? Once adrenaline is produced, immediately the counter hormone will be activated. That is like a melatonin. So it has to be balanced. Yes. So these activations has to be monitored carefully. When we see this thing, Sakshi Rupena Darshanam, observe everything as a witness, then we will come to know how we generate the external world. If the adrenaline is more in my body, I will feel world is actually fighting against me. But if I focus more on melatonin, I feel something very calm and balanced. It is a mysterious hormone. But instead of that, more oxytocin is produced, I will feel an ecstatic feeling. So everything is produced from within. As we continue like this, finally, we will reach to a hormone which is called cortisol. In modern language, it is labeled as death hormone. It will be activated in 3 times. 3 stimulations only will be capable of activating that. One is through systematic meditation. Second is when we face a dangerous situation. When autonomic nervous system is activated, that will be produced. Third is during death. These 3 times it will be activated. But technically, one more time this is activated during ejaculation or orgasm. That time, once cortisol is secreted in our body, our 5 organs will shut down. There, yoga will happen. Yoga, chitta, vritti, nirodha. It is called indriya nigraha. Nigraha means arresting the functions of our senses. A blind man can depend more on his listening capability, and he can recognize people by sound. If he is blind and deaf, what will happen? His nose will be, his smelling capacity will be activated more.
Heightened, yeah.
Yes. So like that, if we shut down 5 senses one by one, what will happen?
6th sense will awaken.
Yes, there is a chance of activating a 6th sense. But during the orgasm and this ejaculation time, a 6th sense is activated. That is why everybody, each and every species enjoys that, but no control over that. That is what is called bhoga sukha. Sukha means enjoyment. Bhoga means sexual activity. It's like sleep. Everybody would love to have a wonderful sleep, but sleep is not under our control. When we are in deep sleep, we don't know where we are and what is happening. So deep sleep or ordinary sleep is an unconscious meditation. So masters were after this technique and they discovered a possibility. They could sleep consciously. So meditation is a conscious sleep. Yoga Nidra. Same way, when we recognize the fact behind this ejaculation or the hormonal changes behind this ejaculation and orgasm, we can have that consciously. Naturally, what's happening? It is like a compulsion. It's happening compulsively. But if we do the proper meditation, get control over the secretion of cortisol, you will have conscious ejaculation. That is what is called Tantra Yoga. The moment we get that, it will be constant and under the control. Earlier, it was happening compulsively. No control, was an momentary. The first one is called Bhoga Sukha. Second one, activation of cortisol, production of cortisol through yoga practice, what is called Tantra Yoga. That is Yoga Sukha, permanent and within the control. And once the sixth sense is activated, we will recognize exactly what's happening as we are in the conscious sleep. So it's a meditative mode, or that is the highest level of yogic experience. This is the relation between the Tantra practice, which is labeled as, like erotic pictures and sculptures. It is explained in our tradition. And when the male and female merge each other, both will lose their identity, and a third factor will be evolved. If both are aware of that function, that will be the best moment in their life. But that can be happened individually also, because every woman is carrying her man within. Every Shakti is carrying her own Shiva within. Every man is carrying his own Shakti, Parvati within. So when we recognize that cohesion, that intercourse will be happening within. There we will have the Yoga Sukha. If I do that, I will find my lady within. That is the Parashakti. Then once that happens consciously, what will happen in our physiology? Our Sapta Dhatu, Rasa, Retta, Majja, Mamsa, Asti, Medas, Shukra. These are the 7 ways our molecular changes. Our food is being converted into these 7 levels. But when we recognize this duality within and make a conscious effort to unite, union between Shiva and Shakti, Shiva Shakti Yogam take place, the 7th dhatu, the semen, will be converted into Ojas, Ashta dhatu. It will start raising up. From Muladhara, it will start piercing the chakras. It will start flowing towards the Sahasradhala Padma, the crown chakra. There we will experience the cosmic, union between Shakti and Shiva. Nobody can explain that state of mind through words. Even this natural orgasm cannot be explained. Everybody loves it, but who can explain it? Now compare this momentary ecstatic feeling and the long-lasting universal feeling. We cannot compare it, but in essence, it's like one drop of water is compared with the infinite ocean.
Guruji, I don't know what's going on, but I think everything that you're saying, I mean, every day what you say is profound, but everything that you're saying today, I think is just, I don't think anybody in the world can explain it like that. I don't think it's so concisely and so many things. I don't know how you do it, Guruji. I don't know how you do this. Oh my God, I'm blown away. I'm really blown away by your explanations, Guruji. Okay,
yes.
let's.
That is why certain things we cannot explain, because the potential or the capability, the vastness of our experience if we try to bring all our different dimensions of existence and try to translate through the limited language of our intellect, it is impossible.
But you can still do it.
We can experience it. That is why if you ask me who is God, how can I explain the immensity of God?
No,
But I can assure you that it is there. It can be experienced. And that experience is subject to the hormonal changes in our own body.
really brilliant. Okay, Guruji, I'm going to have to summarize this so that we can all revise it. So we can all revise it again. Okay, so what Guruji said, right? Every experience we have in the world releases a certain hormone. For example, adrenaline, which is released in fight or flight mode, gets us aggressive and angry and keeps us motioning in the world. And then the counter hormones like oxytocin, which is related to ecstasy and joy, and there's melatonin, which kind of puts you to kind of sleep at night. Similarly, there's all of these other neurotransmitters, hormones created. And everything we do in our life will create that corresponding hormone, which comes from these very important endocrine glands, which really determine the functioning of our body. So all of this is experience with the world, reaction, gland releasing hormone, chemistry changing, long-term biology changing. It's just a standard thing. And we keep playing this game throughout our lives, experience and pumping juices out of our glands and changing how we function. Now, Guruji talked about the release of cortisol, which we consider to be such a bad hormone, but apparently cortisol, which is released in fight and flight mode, which is released during death, which is released in meditation, and it is released during an orgasm. And what cortisol has the ability to do is completely create that disengagement from our senses, shut down all our senses to focus on, so that the focus moves to something else. And what the most important thing, what Guruji said, I think that was really such a great example, is why do we need to do this? Why do we need to shut down our senses? And we've seen this for example, Helen Keller, who was blind. She could sense from 1 mile away when somebody was coming, because when one sense shuts down, there is an innate ability we develop to know things beyond what we think is possible. Imagine shutting down all 5 senses. It will awaken something within you, which will make you so perceptive to the truth within and the truth in the universe. And that's the perception we need to create. The release of cortisol in the right manner can shut down your senses in that way to have higher awareness. So Tantra Yoga, popularized by the West, with a more sexual depiction, which does exist because that is the union of the male and female energies and bodies, has the possibility to create that sensation. It also has the possibility to create spiritual awareness when it's done with a great amount of consciousness and awareness. It can happen in that moment. A momentary spiritual awakening can happen, which can make you explore further into your spiritual world. But the $1 million idea is that you don't always need to follow that path. Even in ourselves, we have the 2 energies. We have the left brain and the right brain. We have the male energies and the female energies, the Shiva and the Shakti. And through our meditation, through our work, we are able to align both those energies for a more complete cosmic experience. And that is tremendous work. And it's just such a great opportunity. Guruji makes it sound so simple, like we can just do it today. But I will tell you that if you listen to all of Guruji's lectures and you do visit him and Indemasi, when he makes it sound simple, is because he can really guide us to be on this path and experience the fruits of it right away.
Yes.
I have to still take a moment to process that, Guruji. So that was just a great opportunity.
See, another thing, when we do the Tantra Yoga, either externally or internally, the cortisol will be produced. Again, please make sure that what I am saying is, like if tomorrow one doctor comes and say that, yeah, this is not cortisol, something else, it's only for exchanging the idea. The subtle functions which are happening in our body cannot be evaluated through our senses. It is the science beyond the senses, or experience beyond the senses. For explaining, we have to have some names like this, right? Like the pineal gland. It's very mysterious. We cannot even locate where it is, but still we have the feeling that yes, something is there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And its functions are very mysterious.
Yeah.
But we can experience very well. So what I am saying is, when this death hormone, when we make a situation of death, when we arrest the functions of the senses or close the nose and mouth together, naturally what will happen? If we are not providing oxygen for brain more than 2.5 minutes, it will stop functioning in a natural way. If 3 minutes oxygen is blocked, heart will stop. But through systematic practice, we can stop the supply of oxygen through Jalandhara Bandhana more than 3 to 5 minutes. So naturally what will happen? Body has a mechanism to shut down if oxygen is not supplied. Then when we reach to 2.5 minutes of that Jalandhara Bandhana, body will come to know something is happening. You have to fight back. The autonomic nervous system will be activated, where cortisol will be produced. The moment body senses the cortisol, the presence of cortisol, adrenal gland will be secreting lot of adrenaline. So the whole system will be in a fighting mode. This is what is happening. Here, we are not losing our consciousness because it is happening through systematic practice. Actually, there we are experiencing the function of death. That is why the Tantra Yoga is labeled as Shiva Yogam. This is the path of the god of death. Who is the god of death? Lord Shiva. There is no person sitting above the clouds and managing the death rate in the world. This is a symbol. We have to activate the system for experiencing the process of death. Consciously, when we observe that, we will conquer death. Here, that death hormone is being used as a medicine against our ignorance. Ignorance of what? Ignorance of death, the secret of death. How a medicine is used for a particular disease. Even snake venom is very, very dangerous. But once it is used in a controlled way, it will act as medicine. Almost all medicines, whether it is herbal or synthetic, all are mild poisons. If it is applied in high dose, it will kill a person. If it is applied in a limited dose, based on the necessity, it will save the life. Same way, the advantage, the other side of death can be used as a medicine against our all existing issues. This is why from the very beginning, I am telling you, the whole world, why we worry. Shrunand Vishe, Amrtasya Putra. Master is declaring this. Hey, immortality is within you. Why can't you find it? So learn to play with our hormones. Learn how to stimulate it. If you can control your anger, the basic hormone for anger is adrenaline. If you get control over that, that adrenaline will function as a wonderful friend for everybody, every one of us. We can see the other side of anger. that is compassion. If we become compassionate to the whole world, what will happen? Who can become our enemy? Somebody can be our enemy, they will label as their enemy. But we will come to know how to protect us from that particular thought. This is how character is a consequence of hormones. Hormones are the consequence of stimulations. So we cannot be away from these stimulations and these consequences. But our breath can play in between. When a stimulation comes, before the hormone being secreted, their breath can interfere and have the control. The moment we get that, that is what is the significance of pranayama. Do that, get control over that. Then everything which is manifesting as a distraction or a negative, we can see the other side of the distraction, that is construction. Negativity, other side is positivity. We can make our life. None else will be having a control over us. This is what is called independence. It's like not independence. We are completely away from that. Many times I told you that we have a hidden master, hidden guru. Guru enjoys his loneliness. When we give up our possessions, we are not holding anything, then we will become available. We will be present everywhere. That is what is called omnipresence. So that loneliness, when we give up this dependence, we will become available or present everywhere. By giving up our limited possessions, we will have the whole universe with us. This is the beauty of loneliness. I think you got it, huh?
Guruji, if I keep listening to you, I want to give up my whole life and just come and do this.
Now, let me clear that point. You're right. Give up everything from the feeling of that I hold these things. That only you have to do. No need to run away from your family. No need to go to the mountains. No need to go to the dense forest for meditation. Be there. Enjoy your very life. But understand the fact that we don't possess anything. The moment we get that thought, we are completely detached and renounced. There, our inner guru, the loneliness will start manifesting. You will be able to declare yourself that Aham Brahmasmi. That is.
Oh, that was amazing, Guruji. Guruji explained to us right now is that even earlier, when Guruji was explaining Yantra to us, he said that what is the technique that we are using is, yes, Chitta Vritti Nirodha, disengagement of senses, but also that Sakshi Bhava Rupena, that when you see, when you have an experience in the world and there is a hormonal fluctuation or your glands want to react, and if you can view it without a threat, that this is not a threat, you're able to reach that point of equilibrium, which will release energy. So how do we practice that? So Guruji said, okay, so how are you going to practice that? We are not going to wait for real threats to happen all the time. Like, oh, let's go to the tiger and practice. We can't do that. So we practice it here on our own mat in our meditation. So Guruji said, there's a video in Kumbhak holding your breath, bringing your body to a state where there is a physical threat because you're holding your breath so hard with the awareness that this is not a threat, this is a practice. So you're giving your body that experience of going into that autonomic nervous system, of going into that sympathetic fight or flight mode, but from a place of awareness. So you're actually going to the tiger knowing that you're a tiger trainer. So you're going and you're having that threatening experience with that spiritual awareness. And as we keep practicing having this autonomic experience with the spiritual awareness, we become a master of it. As we become a master of it, all of this that we do in our whole day, all the good and the bad and We're going through this constantly in our day. We're constantly going into fight and flight mode. But now if we've become a master at it, we can have the same experience of that autonomic nervous system with that spiritual awareness. Instead of creating more bonds and creating more density every time we have this experience, we're now able to release energy. We become a master of our mind by being able to control that autonomic nervous system, which can create havoc or can present an opportunity. But for that, we don't have to go and have crazy experiences. You can do it right here on your mat. It's the difference, Guruji, when you were talking, one analogy, one example came to my mind. It's like going into suddenly finding yourself in a room of snakes and not knowing what to do. Versus a dark room of snakes. Versus saying, I'm going here as a museum, as an explorer, as a scientist. I'm going into that room and I'm going to study these snakes and I'm going to study the darkness. And when we go with that approach of studying our own autonomic system, exploring and becoming curious about our own reactions, from a place of study, from a place of curiosity and exploration, we're able to maintain that calm and use that energy that is released for such higher purpose. And this is the best way to such a practical approach to living our everyday life and constantly creating and constantly working on it.
Yes. If you have a controlled and powerful mind, that powerful mind can influence a weak mind. Actually, healing should be applied or happening in the mental level, where mind changes, matter follows. This is what we have to do. We are not supposed to, solely, completely depending on the drugs, whether it is herbal drugs or synthetic drugs. It's only matter. It can complement a powerful mind or healed mind.
100%.
Like once I read a book written by Dr. Deepak Chopra, Return of the Rishi. There he was explaining one of his experiences. In his hospital, one day, one man, came over there and complained about a chest pain. So he was thinking that he was going to get a heart attack. So doctor said they had taken all tests, available tests, to find out whether there is a block or something. Nothing was shown. And they concluded that they diagnosed as maybe a air upset or something. They gave him some medicine for that. After 2 weeks, the same person came more tired and very depressed, and he was insisting that, doctor, I may get a heart attack. They repeated the same tests, nothing found. But after 1 week, that same person was admitted in casualty with a massive heart attack. Nothing could be done, and he died. Their doctor was saying that he was ashamed of his education, medical education, like that. You can see the book. What I'm saying is, and he was insisting that, or he was quoting from our traditional teaching. Actually, the problem is happening. Initial problem will be in the mind, because we have a combination of 5 layers: Annamayam, Pranamayam, Manomayam, Vijnanamayam, Anandamayam. Annamayam means our tangible body. Pranamayam means our energy body. Manomayam is mental body. Vijnanamayam is intellectual body. And Anandamayam is spiritual body. So we have 5 dimensions. Actually, a disease is being developed in the mental level first. That time, everybody will be aware that, yes, something is happening. If we go for a checkup, it cannot be verified or seen through our machines. From mental level, it will be permitted to the pranic level. There, the patient will feel something is happening, some signs are there, and he will have that vulnerability. But still, it will not be recognized in the machine. Then from the pranic level, once it reaches to the tangible level, there the damage is already happened, which will be noticed by the machines. That means the third layer of damage happened. So if we can do something in the mental level or pranic level, we can solve many of our existing lifestyle diseases. For that, what we need healers who are having controlled mind. If you have a controlled mind, then you can influence others, weaker minds. So like that, when we have the collective consciousness, even the microorganisms created by nature will be under control. It's a group effort, collective effort. So the universal or global consciousness has to be taken to this level. We can start as individuals only, because individuals are gathering together to form a society. Societies are gathered to form the global community. So the beginning should be from every individual. So understand the significance and the possibilities of our own mind. And if we get into the mind or practice of mind without a preparation, it can go inside. That we don't want. We have thousands of years, studies, verifications, analysis, and completely, safely made techniques are available by our almost all good masters. Take the essence of that, apply in our day-to-day life, along with the help of modern science. We can analyze with all these techniques can be verified. What I was explaining about the secretions, the hormones. In reality, none of these hormones is going to be as same as the explanation, the things which are explained in our tradition. One more example I can tell you. Basically, we have 5 hormones which cannot be labeled, because if you want to label, you have to see through microscope, and the real hormone cannot be seen. It is like an extra physical domain of existence, we can say. It is existing, but it is beyond our sense.
It's to be experienced only.
Yes. Pancha Pravas. Technical term is Pancha Srava.
Pancha. Okay.
Srava means secretion. In Sanskrit language and Malayalam, it is called Bhunir. Bhunir means the essence of earth element.
Sorry, I'm going to write it. Okay, good. Okay,
yes.
Good.
Bhunir. Bhunir means essence of earth element.
Oh, Bhu. Okay. Okay, Bhu Jala.
Yes.
Okay.
The essence of water element. Then Agni Nir, the essence of Agni, fire. Vayu Nir, the essence of air element. And the Shabda Nir, the essence of sound. So when we understand this 5 essence, we will be having Panja Bhudo Upasana. Upasana means be in touch with. That is, the moment we understand that, 5 chakras will be shining in our inner mind. This is what we have to achieve. Why I explain such a way, when you read the book or when you approach a person who is not experienced, will glorify things or it will be exaggerated. Why I want to tell this as an assurance. I am experiencing all these things, and I am not meditating in the forest. Of course, once I had it, but now I am making myself available in this complicated society which we say, or the stressed society. I am available. Only 1 to 1.5 hours in a day I am spending for this purpose. And every day I am getting that benefit. And whatever is coming, I am sharing with everybody. Here, people are coming over, with different diseases, which they think it is beyond medicine. But the powerful mind will console them first. The moment they feel that, they feel the confidence. So the mind get confidence. A mind with the full confidence will slowly lead to a comfortable healing situation, healing stage. The effect of the mind will reflect in the body. The matter has no other choice. It has to obey the commands of mind. That is why understand this one, practice this one, execute in day-to-day life, and make yourself available for others also. When everybody become capable of managing by themselves, we are not in need of dependence. You are not supposed to help anybody because everybody is capable of helping themselves. Then what will be the state of the society? There will be a coexistence, cooperation. No, there is no need of helping each other. We are cooperating because all are equal. This is what is technically said Samadarsha Bhavana. Sama means equality. Darsha means wherever you look, you will see equal existence. Even a blade of grass is as significant as our own existence because they are liberating oxygen. Our life gas is oxygen. So where is the difference? And we are liberating carbon dioxide, which we label as poisonous gas. No, that is the life gas for plants. So when we see these things from our deep level of understanding or experience, that will create this coexistence or cooperation.
Beautiful, Guruji. You answer all my questions always. I don't even have to ask them and you answer them. I want to kind of, Guruji, the quantum healing you spoke about, right? So if you go to Indimasi, and Guruji told us about their 5 layers of existence, 5 planes of existence. And we don't have to go into all of them, but there's a physical realm and then there's a mental realm. And we are only able to see disease, unfortunately, in our state that we live in, when it comes into a physical realm. But before it comes into a physical realm, it exists in the mental realm, always has to. Even being an Ayurvedic practitioner, when people come to me, I tell them if you can do it through your mind, don't even bother to do it through your body. If you can bring that energetic shift in mind. And of course, Indimasi village, I just want to say, has that quantum healing supported by that physical healing. It has the Ayurveda Panchakarma, homeopathy, acupuncture, whatever is required. And it has Guruji's quantum healing. And somebody who's able to create and release that energy can support others as well in their journey. Now, the one thing that the $1 million idea is that our glands, right? The whole world is suddenly realizing, oh my God, this pituitary that controls all the endocrine glands in the body and has, this endocrine system in our body, which is all these glands, which Guruji is talking about, and releases all those hormones, is responsible for moods and is responsible for health. That by itself is telling us that this mental mood and health, they are both being pumped by the same exact glands. They're both being, it's the same exact thing. And I'm going to try and think what I was getting to. Yeah. So when we are able to regulate the way these glands function through regulating through this method, automatically when they start functioning differently, because they regulate both, they regulate the mood, they regulate the physical health. When we start regulating the function of the glands, they themselves will behave differently, will secrete different hormones, will automatically heal. The healing can happen so much quicker when we're not using the whole physical realm to heal. We're healing it in the higher realm, which is being controlled by the same glands, which is able to bring about healing. And that is really what what Guruji's practice is all about. So guys, the chakras or the endocrine glands, whatever we want to call it, is really where all of this magic happens, at the physical realm, at the emotional realm, at the mental realm, at the spiritual realm. And Guruji teaches us how to bring it all together.
Yes.
That was like, Guruji, that was a whole book worth. That was a whole lifetime lesson worth. live. Everything that somebody needs to live their life, Guruji, you have said today. If it's, a baby should be born with this awareness, what you said today, and you can just go through your whole life.
Yes.
That is so great, Guruji. I think we should all take time, really, really sink in this wisdom, really marinate it, and let it really go deeper into our psyche and let it change our lives.
Yes. So we have time. Oh, it's over.
No,
Time is
Guruji,
over.
no, Guruji. Now Instagram does not disconnect. If there's anything you want to say, please let's hear it. I don't feel like going at all, but let's. But
No,
if
what?
you complete, and then we'll finish.
Yeah. What I am saying is, when we get this master control over our hormones, we cannot hate anybody. If you see the modern studies, the root cause of the autoimmune disease is hatred. When
I believe
somebody hates others, that mind will capture that idea, then from the mind it will be permeated to the cells. Actually, cells are having a perfect harmony between. And when this hatred comes, they get confused. Then they start hating each other. There, the autoimmune disease will start. No drug can help that person. Here, simple breathing technique can bring back that harmony between the cells, because mind will come to know I have no chance for experiencing hatred, because that hormones will be eliminated from our system. So cortisol, what as I told you before, even though it is very dangerous, once it is used as a medicine, that will be the best possibility for healing all diseases, including cancer and other, incurable diseases.
And I have seen that. I mean, I myself have seen it in my life, and it happens at Indi Masi Village all the time. I've
Yes.
seen it in other setups also, exactly the same, that quantum healing. And, who better than with Guruji? Everybody out here, Sharad, Kiran Menon official is from Indi Masi. So he's asking you, if you send him an inbox, he can guide you. He can guide you as well. Okay, that's so great, Guruji. Pranam, pranam,
Okay.
and thank you so much for your wisdom and your blessings and all your guidance, Guruji. Thank you.
Welcome. It is nice talking to you. When, like a serious seeker comes, wonderful, nice questions comes, it will be easy to deliver the answers. So external stimulations can be used for delivering wonderful experiences. Anyhow, I appreciate your effort, and thank you all. Pranam to everybody. Thank you.
Pranam, Guruji. Wow, guys, that was just something else. I'm going to have to listen to it again. I hope all of you guys do, because answered all possible questions that are in the world to be answered. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey, for participating, and for, I'm sure this has brought about changes in all our lives since we started. Thank you.